Hey, it's Ben Wise in ZOAR Fitness, and this is the name game. Workout number 53 is Presidential Suite. 4 time with a 14-minute time cap. We have 5 snatches at 125 pounds for females, 185 pounds for males, 10 bar muscle ups, 20 box jumps at 24 inches for men, 20 inches for women, 100 double unders, and then back through 20 box jumps, 10 bar muscle ups, and 5 snatches. For the snatches, if 125 pounds or 185 pounds is less than 85%, then you'll be doing the RX weight. If your 85% is above that weight, then you'll be doing your 85%. Let's get into standards. For the snatch, it can be any style of snatch. So it just has to go from the floor up over your head in a single motion. And it could be a power snatch, squat snatch, a split snatch if you prefer. Any method of ground to overhead in a single motion is perfectly fine. For the bar muscle up, again, you have to start in a dead hang below. You have to go in a muscle up. You can't do a back rise over or whatever they call it, roll over, that thing. You have to actually do a muscle up, and you have to keep your hands on the bar at all times. You can't let go and shake out your arms or do anything crazy like that. For the box jump, you have to jump up. You may step down. Okay, it's totally up to you. However, you must extend your hips on top of the box. This is the one that people don't do all the time when they're rushing through reps, is that they'll keep their hip closed off, they'll jump onto the box, and they'll jump back down, but they don't ever actually stand fully up. Remember, your ankle, knee, and hip need to be in alignment so everything is locked out. Right? If your knees and hips are not over top of each other, that means that you did not fully lock out, and that's a no rep, right? This is the one thing that I really want people to pay attention to, because it's the one thing that gets shortened or basically cheated really commonly in a lot of these style workouts, right? I know you're probably gonna be trying to move through these as quickly as you can. Make sure that your box jump reps are good and the fact that you're standing up at the top. The double unders, again, it's simple. You jump and the rope has to pass under your feet twice before you land again, and they must be successful jumps. You can't just be using attempts. So for the setup, I really think it's your choice. I mean, these are pretty big chunks of these movements, so it's perfectly fine if you take a little bit of rest time and walk, 10, 15, 20 feet over to your other implement. I don't think that's gonna be a big deal. If this was me, probably what I would do is set up like a barbell, my pull-up bar, my box, and my rope, where I can it helps organize the workout in my head to myself, where I go, okay, I know I'm just going down the line and then back through the line, and that will help me stay organized and on track and engaged in the workout a little bit more. That's the way I would do it. You don't have to do it that way. If you want to just set it up randomly and move through because you already know what the workout is, that's fine. I tend to get like wad drunk when I'm in the middle of workouts, and I'll completely forget where I'm at and what's going on. So I need to be very diligent about how I set things up and, writing down the workout and that sort of thing. Even how I count my reps. So yeah, that's what I would think about for setup. So strategy, 3 tips. The first one being, are these movements fatigue resistant for you? There's really 3 different movements the way I think about it in this workout, where it's snatch, is the muscle up, and then it's the bounding movements that are in the middle portion of the workout. And those are sort of the 3 things that I would think about, hey, which one of these is gonna limit me the most? If I'm someone who's big and strong, maybe the snatches and the box jumps, if I'm a taller individual, aren't a problem, and I'm bigger and I can move that weight well. Maybe the double unders and the bar muscle ups are gonna slow me down more, right? Or maybe I'm someone who's just I don't really have all that strength. I'm more of a bodyweight ninja. So, I'm probably gonna get through those 10 bar muscle ups on the way back through, but then we're gonna see how the snatches go, right? Because I don't know if, based on that, it's right at my 85%, or maybe I'm working at 85%. I need to figure out, man, what's the best way I can manage this, miss the least amount I can, even when I'm pushing myself and I'm tired in a workout. How's it gonna go? Or maybe it's just that volume of bounding is what's gonna be the most challenging aspect, because the box jumps right and the double unders right to the box jumps is really dense work right in the middle there. So I just gotta figure out, are these movements fatigue resistant for me, knowing my past, knowing the type of athlete I am, and then based on that, is there a part of this where I need to gas a little bit more and hammer down? Or are there parts of this where I need to back off a little bit and save myself so that I can manage my fatigue and not blow up in a certain part of the workout? So if I know I can get through those 10 bar muscle ups the first time, but when my breathing's really jacked up the second time, maybe I back off and choose to break that box jumps even though I don't really have to. Or maybe I choose to break up those double unders more than I would if I was normally just trying to get through a workout, just to manage my heart rate a little bit more so I can make sure that those reps go well when I get there. So just think about what's gonna potentially slow me down because it's not as fatigue resistant. What can I do to manage my pace and my heart rate and the aspect of that that's gonna be challenging so that when I get there, I can have my best result. Tip number 2, break the bounding. So again, that's kind of one of the things I already alluded to is like saying, if you're someone who is not as confident in your muscle ups or not as confident at that weight or at 85%, well, then yeah, thinking about, okay, how deep into this workout am I potentially gonna get relative to the time cap? And even if I only get 1 or 2 muscle ups in that second round, that's still gonna, if I'm thinking about separation value, if this is a leaderboard, that's gonna be a huge win relative to the other people I'm competing against. So it's not about how do you get through the box jumps fastest, it's how do I get through the box jumps fastest so that I have a good effort to make in the muscle ups or potentially the snatches. So that being said, it's perfectly fine if you break the bounding, right? If you're someone who is capable, then don't break it, right? If you're someone who is, those 5 snatches at 185, yeah, it's a relatively heavy bar, but you should be able to cycle this in singles fairly well, then you don't need to break that up, unless that's something that you're just not good at the bounding. Yeah, because you can always get to the bar muscle up and do a set of 10 if you feel really fresh, right? It's not what I'm recommending, but that's always a possibility. Tip number 3, where will you finish? This is a workout where the time cap will come into play for quite a few people. So thinking about when I get through the bounding, based on, I can probably predict where I can get through 5 snatches at relatively unfatigued, since that's the first thing in the workout. I can also probably understand pretty well how 10 bar muscle ups are gonna go after those 5 snatches. I can also probably predict actually how well the double unders and box jumps are gonna go after those 2 things. However, after that is where it kind of is like, it's a little bit more of a toss up. So again, be able to predict and be able to guess for yourself, based on other things that I've done and based on my current capacities, I think I could probably get through the bounding at X point on the clock. And that leaves me, 90 seconds to do muscle ups maybe at the end, if you're someone who's kind of an intermediate type athlete, okay? They're not super consistent. Maybe I can do one every 20 or 30 seconds and hit 3 to 5 muscle ups, and that's really gonna be the crux of my workout right there, right? So again, it's just thinking about what's my current capacity, where will I be at, and what is my separation value in this workout. So if you're someone who's just watching this on YouTube, you're not signed up for the protocol yet, you can get a 7-day free trial if you go to zoarfitness.com/pro-trial. For everybody else, best of luck on Presidential Suite.